Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another week of the Empower Hour live stream. I'm Brian. I'm, sad to be here on these circumstances. I know it's been a while since I've been here, but in Carlos's stead, I'll be here, week after week for the foreseeable future to make sure that we have times to answer all your questions, give you any announcements that are happening with Empower and all the good stuff that we normally are doing here each week on the live stream. So, I'm happy to be back with you all, and thank you all for making the time to be with us this Friday. So this week, I don't have anything prepared for the start of the hour, so we're just going to dive straight into questions, make sure that we can address anything that you guys are wondering what's going on. So let's get right into that. So, first question is from Joe. So Joe is asking, I ask you why the bonus trade is not accurate. So Joe, as hopefully everyone's had a chance to, we put out two different, I believe, community announcements this past week, answering questions on a wide variety of items regarding the coin stabilization process and any other major issues that have been happening with everyone. One of those issues has been that for some time now, the trading bonuses have not been accurately being given to people's, both their trade history page and their balance when they've made buy or sell trades. So we put out as most of you are aware, our exchange DDEX, they completely changed their platform at the end of last year, 2018, and that completely messed up the way that we were tracking trades. We went and changed the way that we were tracking them so that we could accurately get everyone's trades. That was put into place, I believe, 48 to 72 hours ago. Since that time, yesterday, there was a period of time, about 15 hours, where trades were not being, there was a disconnect between us and DDEX. We've since fixed that. So I guess to answer your question, Joe, it's difficult for me to understand where exactly you're saying things not counting or counting, just because I know that there's been intermittent tracking that's been happening. So if you can write to us at thecoin@empowr.com, anything that has not been tracked accurately as of 12 a.m. Pacific time, basically 8 hours ago onward, if you're still seeing issues, please let us know, because I believe that everything should be working properly now. If it's not, we'll make sure that that is looked into and hopefully taken care of in the next 24 hours or less. That goes for the same for anyone else out there. Next question is from Parvu. So number one, how does the bidding system work? Where are the amounts taken from and the amounts returned if you're outbid? Are you able to bid if your shopping balance is zero? So something that's been around for years now that maybe some newer citizens aren't aware of. You've likely seen them out there. Actually, you can see it right here on the right. Any marketplace listing, we have this concept called Pay Now Zero. So basically, you're able to bid or buy things right off the bat without necessarily having the money in your account to pay for that item. So one, you don't need to have a shopping balance in order to bid on items. When you do bid on items, if you do have a shopping balance, those coins to cover the cost of the bid are taken from your maturing coin balance. If you get outbid, they get returned to your maturing coin balance. So with bids, everything's coming from your maturing/matured coin balance. When you go and buy things, then that's when, depending on your marketplace settings, you're either going to be charged to your available to shop balance, your coin savings vault, or your Ether wallet, depending on if you have enough funds in one of those areas and what your marketplace settings are set to. So I hope that addresses that. Two, how many mission points will I get after a sale is complete? So you get one mission point So this has been an issue that's been around for a while now since we moved to coins, is that everyone was getting 1 mission point per coin in their sold. This has now been resolved with the coin stabilization process, where it's doing what it should be, which is you're getting 2 mission points for every $1 sale that you've made. So that's how many mission points you're getting now, is for every $1 worth of sales that you're making, you're getting 2 mission points. So that should stabilize the mission points and resolve past issues that we've been having for the last several months. So I hope that answers that question. So Valerie has a few questions, and apologies up front, Valerie, it's hard to read everything when there's no spacing. So the first question is, so you're asking about what sales that you're making will count towards your cash advance and your marketplace shopping balance. So when you sell something, you don't immediately get anything from that sale credited to your cash advance or your shopping balance. That happens when the item is actually paid for and marked item received, because that's how the system knows that you as a seller have actually fulfilled your end of the deal, and you've given the product or the service to the buyer. So at that point in time, it then takes about a week for that sale to be credited to your cash advance and available to shop in the marketplace balance, so that the system has time to look through fraud and all those items. This is something that we put in place a couple months ago, and we announced it in the community blog post. So you might have sold something prior to January 3rd, but as long as it's marked item received, anything marked item received after January 3rd, which is the date that we did the coin stabilization process, that's when anything after that is counting towards your cash advance and available to shop balance. But like I said, since it takes about a week for those to actually get credited, most of you are likely not starting to see those balances increase until basically a couple days ago, because it had to take about a week from the 3rd of January. So that is that. Your question about mission points I just answered. You're getting 2 mission points for every $1 worth of items sold. Your listings after January 3rd are not showing in your I'm selling page. I'll need to have someone look into that. We are aware of an issue where some bids are not showing on the iBid page recently, so maybe this is related, but we'll take a look and see what we can do to fix that. And then lastly, I can't read this one question, but you're asking about the bidding bonus. Is it still worth to do? Yeah, it's absolutely worth it to do. If you're not able to trade enough to get above the 1% mark, 1% is still quite good, and especially if you're buying coins, then you're getting those immediately accelerated so you can transfer them out. So even if you're only able to buy or sell a little bit each day, it's still helpful. It's it's helping us increase the trade volume, which gets the attention of others to help us, hopefully increase the price of the coin. But 2, it obviously is a benefit to yourself. So I definitely still recommend it. Next question: you've been a founder for 13 months in a row. Sorry, I don't understand this question. Yeah, apologies, Val. I can't understand these other 2 questions. So if you can resubmit them with a little bit more clarification, I'll do my best to answer if you get those in before the hour's up. Next question is from Riyadh. You announced yesterday that the empowr system has now been corrected. So again, Riyadh, yesterday there was a period of time where not all the trades were being corrected. This should now be fixed as of approximately 12 hours ago. So if you are still seeing issues since, call it the past 8 to 12 hours, please write to us at thecoin@empowr.com and we'll take a look, but it should be working now. Wilhelm, can you please tell me when the pending transfer outs from December will be sent? So, back in the start of December, rather, sorry, there were some people that were having issues where they transferred out and the transfer out failed on the blockchain. We added the appropriate number of coins that you attempted to transfer out to your coin savings vault. That was about a week ago. So you should have received those coins about a week ago, Wilhelm. I'll make sure that someone from this end follows up with you on that and make sure that they can show you how much was added to your vault. One more thing, can you please update your I've bought? It says, oh, got it, Wilhelm. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. Roshan, if Empower doesn't have enough to help with a visa, why not stop the cash advance features? Well, the point of what Carlos has asked for is that we don't want to halt everything just for him. We're doing everything that we can to work with him on things, and hopefully someday things will be able to change. In the meantime, we need to keep moving forward as a community because all of his hard work, all of your hard work, everyone's hard work, we don't want that to just get halted because of one, issue. Big issue, not saying that it's not, but we still need to move forward, and there's a lot of things that are happening, that have happened and are happening, that make us all believe that this year is going to be a great year for us. I'll get into those at the end of the live stream. But it wouldn't be right for any of us to halt the progress of the community just for personal reasons. Leslie, your question is to hit your daily goal, you need to do 99 bids. I'm not sure what your question is other than you're complaining, which is something unfortunately you normally do. The bidding has been in place for quite a while. If you don't want to bid so much, then my recommendation would be to go trade on the exchange. That helps you, hit your bidding goal faster. But the bids are what it is. The point is to help the marketplace grow at a faster rate, and as a result, as a higher power level that you are, you're getting compensated more than people that are at lower levels that have to bid less. So we'll continue to see what we can do to make things as easy as possible for everyone, but we're not going to do it at the expense of the economy growing. So rather than just complaining here, offer a solution, and I'd be happy to listen to that. Terry, for the past 7 days, I've been unable to complete a listing. So I'm not sure why you're having an issue completing a listing, but we'll have someone take a look at your account and see if there's something going on there. One thing that has been something that other people have brought up is the fact that in order to list something, you do need to have a minimum amount of either the starting bid or the price that you're selling it for a fixed price. It needs to be $1 United States dollar or more. So depending on what your local currency is, you're going to need to make sure that it's greater than $1. Right now, the error message that you're seeing when that happens is not quite clear, so today we should be rolling out an update to that error message to make it much more clear for everyone to know exactly what you need to do. But my guess would be that maybe that's the issue that you're having, Terry, is that you're trying to list for something for less than $1 US. So give that a try, and hopefully that works. Otherwise, we'll also see if someone can take a look at your account as well. Next question is from Ken. So you're asking, what happened with the recent coin stabilization process? So, you know what, Ken, we've answered this question many, many times, but for the sake of you and everyone else, we'll do it once more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move over to the blog post where we answered this. So let's jump over that and I'll walk you guys through it. So for anyone that hasn't seen it, we added updates to this post based on Ken and other people's questions, as far as to be extremely specific on what happened with the coin stabilization process. This blog post is Empower Coin Balance. So take a look at that if you haven't yet. And so just so everyone remembers why this coin stabilization process occurred, as discussed in our original announcement, the point, so one thing that everyone needs to be remembered is that, in order for us to achieve long-term success as an economy, our coin, everything related to Empower, our strategy is mass adoption in the short term. That means that likely, which, we're seeing, the coin price is not going to go up, it may go down. And so it has been going down for a while now. Everyone's acutely aware of that. And so the point of this coin sale, and as a result of that, what's happened is that as you've been earning things on Empower from either the mission wheel, from sales that you've made, success coaching, whatever it is, you might have earned $1 worth of coins on, let's say, January 1st. By January 5th, that might the value of that might have been 50 cents because the price of the coin may have gone down. The point of this coin stabilization process was so that no matter what happens with the price of the coin, when you earn $1 worth of coins, you're always going to keep $1 worth of coins. That means that everything that happened as of January 3rd, which is when the coin stabilization process was completed, everything from then forward, it's going to keep the stabilization, the value that you earned. So go 1 year and 1 year into the future, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Go back historically. Everything that you've earned from January 3rd onward, that's going to maintain its value. This is what was pointed out in the main post. I know from Ken, you're thinking that for whatever reason, we're going to be able to go back to the beginning of time and figure out exactly how much you earned from every single thing that you earned and give you full value for that. But unfortunately, we don't have a time machine. We don't have a way to go back. The point was that as of this date, January 3rd, everything forward from there, you're getting to retain full value as long as you keep your coins in Empower. So that was the point of this coin stabilization process. It wasn't to go back and try and figure out what you did last summer. It was everything that you're doing from now forward, we're going to make sure that you keep value for that. It's impossible for us to go back and figure out what you did 6 months ago. It's just not feasible. So, for anyone that, like yourself, Ken, that you've mentioned in your post, that you think that we've wrecked anything that you've done in the past, it was already that way. What we're doing is that everything from now forward, we're making sure that you keep full value for that. So this coin stabilization process is only benefiting people as opposed to continuing more of the same. So that was the point of this process. And so what happened is that, here we go, step 1, 2, 3 steps. On January 3rd at 8:30 p.m., that was when the process ended. Each time anyone earns coins, the value of those coins in your local currency at the time that you earn them will remain stable in your balance. So if you earn €1, $1, 1 pound, whatever the currency is, from January 3rd, 8:30 p.m. Pacific, on forward, you're keeping that value regardless, as long as it's in your Empower balance. Now, any coins before January 3rd, what we did is we took all your different balances, so your maturing, your founder coins, your legacy coins, not your coin savings vault. We went and saw during this process how many coins do you have, and what is the value of those coins right now in your local currency. We locked in that value, and that's what your coin balances had at that time. So everything that was in your balance at that time, whatever the coin value was, it was locked to not go lower than that value. So everything that you had in your balance at that time, and everything that you've earned since then, those retain their value. And then lastly, which I think I've already addressed in a couple questions, is that because we're not able to go back in the past and figure out what you did in the past, everything that all the different factors that contribute to your cash advance and available to shop in the marketplace balances, those are reset on January 3rd at 8:30 p.m. as well. And so ever since then, anything that you've done, hitting goals, selling items, those are contributing to your cash advance and available to shop in the marketplace amounts. So that is what, the full process from start to finish, what happened with this coin stabilization, process. I explained the reasons why we did it. I hope that you can understand that, one, we're not able to go back in time and fix that. It is what it is. And that's a part of being in an alpha project like Empower. But I hope that you can appreciate that now moving forward, everything for the past week now, since January 3rd, you're keeping full value for everything that you're doing. So the future is bright in that regard. So I hope that alleviates, any confusion that you've had. I understand if it's not making you 100% happy. Unfortunately, we can't do that. We need to move forward, not look into the past. So I hope that you can get on the same page with us, Ken, and anyone else that's feeling the same way. Next question, Sakib asking about the trading. Like I said, should have been fixed about 12 hours ago. If it's still not being fixed, please write to us at thecoin@empowr.com, and we should hopefully not have any more issues moving forward. We put in multiple safeguards for that. So apologies for the rough patch there, but I think we're on the right path now. Shannon, if the coin is so low that it is impossible to send a product for that price plus shipping cost, why is the marketplace then more important than getting the coin at a better price? Is it possible to ask people to stop selling their coins for low prices and hold them? So I think the thing that you're missing, Shannon, is what I just explained with the coin stabilization process. Number one, the coin price, if it goes up, great, but at the end of the day, it's a tool for us to build an economy. It's a means of transacting with each other. So the economy, aka the marketplace, is the core of everything here at Empower. The coin is, if the value goes up, great, but the main thing is for us to be able to build a economy, a strong economy here in Empower, and so that's what our focus is on. And so what the coin stabilization process has done is that when you sell something for $1, $10, $100, $1,000, no matter what happens with the coin price from now forward, you're keeping that $1, $10, $100, $1,000. You're keeping all of that for yourself. You can spend it in the marketplace as it gets added to your available to shop balance. You can cash advance it once it gets added to that balance, or transfer it out when it gets fully matured. The value's not going down like it has been in the past. So I think it's going to take a couple of weeks for everyone to fully grasp the magnitude of this change, because we're all used to you earn $10 and maybe it went down to $1, in a matter of weeks. That's been what we've been living in for a few months now. No more. From now on, when you earn something, it's going to retain that value. So that's why our focus is on the marketplace and on making sure that sellers and everyone that's earning, you retain the value that you've earned that item for. Because as long as we're able to do that, it doesn't matter if you need to sell 1 billion coins to get your money, or 1 trillion coins, or what have you. You're still going to get the amount that you sold the item for, so that you can go back and replenish your inventory and put it back in the marketplace. And so as that cycle starts happening, where more and more people are able to get the full value for the things that they've sold, there's going to be more and more things for people that want to buy. And as a result, people are going to start spending more coins within the economy. The economy is going to grow, and we believe once that starts to take off, then that's when you're going to start seeing movement with the coin price as well, because the downward pressure is not going to be so great. The demand's going to be increasing for people wanting to have coins to spend within this economy. And so that's why this mass adoption strategy that we've been working on for a couple months now is put in place the way that it is. This coin stabilization process is key for us being able to do this mass adoption strategy, because without allowing you to keep full value for the things that you earn within Empower, it's difficult to do anything else to help the marketplace grow. So I hope that that makes it clear, Shannon, why our focus is on the marketplace, because if we get that right, the coin price is going to follow as well. It doesn't work vice versa though. So it has to be economy first, the currency will follow. Not the currency first, the economy will follow. So that's our strategy, that's what we're working towards, and we have a strong belief that if we keep down this path, we're going to see good things. Henry, sorry, it's really hard for me to go through such a long comment like this when we're live on this live stream. If you could keep your questions more concise to 1 or 2 sentences and space them out, that would greatly help. Otherwise, I just can't take the time to read through this right now. I'll go back and look through it later and try and respond to you in written format, but I just can't take the time right now. Same with everyone, please guys, if you can keep your comments short, it helps us move this thing along so I can get to everyone's questions. Ernest, now that earnings in Empower are constantly adapted, I wonder what happens with pending purchase sales amounts. So this is also addressed, Ernest, in this post. So make sure to go back and read it if you haven't read it yet. Let me, just for the sake of helping everyone, let me copy this and put it into the chat in case anyone hasn't seen it yet. So, anything that you've sold prior to January 3rd, it's in a pending state until the buyer goes and marks the item received. Once the buyer marks the item received, we're gonna see how many. So let me go back real quick. Everything prior to January 3rd, you were selling things, you were pricing things in the marketplace based on the number of Empower coins for the sale. Since January 3rd, everyone's now able to price their products in their local currency. So that, from what we're seeing, it's making it much easier for people to understand how much things cost. So that is another great thing for the marketplace. I'm hoping it adds, it takes away from confusion from before. So that said, everything prior to January 3rd in the marketplace was priced in the number of Empower coins that something was worth. So let's say that you sold something for 100,000 coins on January 1st. Now that's in a pending state until the buyer receives the item from you and marks the item received. So let's say that tomorrow, January 12th, your buyer gets the item, marks the item received. What's going to happen is we're going to see what is the price of the coin right at that time when the buyer marked the item received. Multiply that by the number of coins that you sold, and that's the value of the item that you sold. We're going to add that. That gets automatically added to your legacy coin balance, and you can just go to your balance and click release right next to that balance, and then that'll get added to your maturing coins. So, long story short, anything that you sold prior to January 3rd, at the time that the buyer marks the item received, we figure out what's the value of that item based on the coin price right now, add that to your legacy coin balance. And again, just for clarity, do you need a shopping balance to bid on auctions? No, you don't. Priya, so you're stating that you have issues with the circle of trust. Unfortunately, I can't look at your personal emails or issues right now. I'll see if someone can take a look at it. Same with you, Ali and Ramat. I'm not able to comment on personal issues right now because I don't know what's happening with your account. I'll have someone look into that and see what they can do to help. Again, I cannot answer any of these personal questions. If you can please write to us at thecoin@empowr.com, we'll do our best to answer them for you. And lastly, Ali, do you remember your coin value promise? So I don't recall ever promising anything because, it's impossible for anyone to promise that the coin's going to be a certain value or the economy is going to grow at a certain rate. Anyone that tells you otherwise, I would suggest not listening to them because it's impossible. There's too many factors at hand. What I can tell you is that, what I just explained, which is right now our strategy is mass adoption, getting our coins in as many people's hands as possible. And by doing that, they're going to start finding value out of what's happening here on Empower. They might want to go and buy coins. They might want to go and do whatever it is that they want to do with those coins. But the point is that by getting the coins in more people's hands, they're going to start spending them here within our economy, which, like I mentioned, takes the downward pressure away from the exchange so that the people that are buying on the exchange are going to outweigh the sellers, which then lifts the coin price up. This might take months. I'm not sure what the timeline is, but all I can tell you is that we're moving as quickly as possible to get the marketplace as robust as we possibly can so that if the marketplace is growing at the rates that we hope them to, and we actually, I think JC detailed this in a blog post at the start of the year actually. If you go and look at this post, if you haven't yet, it's called The Gold Rush of 2019. In this post, we discuss exactly what our strategy is as far as mass adoption and the growth that we're trying to achieve with the marketplace, these growth rates here. We believe that if we're able to get the marketplace to a point where we're growing at this rate, then the amount of people spending and transacting within Empower is going to cause the upward pricing pressure on the coin, and that's going to follow suit as well. And so what are the things that we're, doing to make this a reality? Well, the first thing that we're working on is this concept called buy listings. So for those of you that haven't seen it in the announcements, the concept there is that, up until now, as a seller on Empower, you essentially have to guess what the citizens on Empower want to buy. You don't necessarily know what they want to buy, so you're going out there and putting listings out there. Some sell, some may not. You don't know what the price should be. There's a lot of things that you have to consider as a seller to be successful at that. And so that's a barrier to us growing faster as a marketplace. It's a hurdle for people that could be selling more. There's a lot of and then buyers, they're not necessarily seeing the things that they want, and so they're not transacting as much as they probably would if they were seeing things that they wanted. And so with this concept of buy listings, we flipped the whole entire thing, complete 180. So instead of sellers going and putting things out that they think the market wants, now you as a buyer, you can go and basically create a listing for exactly what you want. If you want a new iPhone and you go to Amazon or whatever your local e-commerce site is, find that mobile phone, figure out what the price is, including shipping and tax, to go to your residence, and take that URL of that item, go and put it into the listing, put the price, and now sellers are able to see, now this person wants to receive this phone for this price and I'm going to make this amount of profit on that. Well, why wouldn't I want to do that as a seller? Now it's, one, getting buyers exactly what they want instead of sellers trying to guess what they want. And then on the seller's end, they don't have to worry about things like unpaid items or figuring out whether they're wasting their time listing items that no one else wants, because by seeing these buy listings, sellers can now know, okay, this person, by creating this listing, they've said that they want to pay this item, in order for them to list it, they need to show that they have the funds available to pay for it as well. And so now the seller can have a high degree of confidence that one, when they click to sell that item, the buyer wants the item, meaning they're gonna quickly mark the item received and do everything that is needed to make the transaction successful. And two, they have the funds to pay for the item so that things like unpaid items are not an issue anymore. So that makes things extremely easy as a seller. As a buyer, you're getting all the things that you want. So as you're earning on Empower, you're spending more of it within the marketplace. The marketplace is taking off that way. And now with the coin stabilization process in place, as a seller, when you sell something, you're keeping 100% value. As a buyer, when you're earning from the mission wheel, from hitting your daily goal as an example, you're keeping full value of that item, so you can put that towards the things that you want to buy. So we truly believe that this is going to be a game changer for us when it comes to the marketplace, just making the whole entire buying and selling process much more efficient, more fun, and more lucrative for everyone. And then thirdly, in addition to all this, we're making some changes to the way that success coaches are compensated so that they're more focused on the marketplace and getting people interacting there. So they're getting a cut of sales that their students are selling. And so now I would argue is that there has been no better time than to become a success coach now, because as the marketplace starts to take off with numbers like this, the amount that success coaches can earn is going to be quite substantial. So these are the reasons why I personally feel that the next few weeks, maybe as long as a month, is going to be at the end of that time, once these things that I just discussed are fully live. Some of them are already live, some of them are not yet. We're going to see a massive change in the amount of activity happening in the marketplace, and as a result, we're going to see movement on the exchange as well with the coin price. Like I said, it might take some time for things to adjust, but the main focus is the marketplace and growing our economy. And so that is, that's why I feel hopeful for the future, and now it's time for us to execute. I mentioned in the announcement that I put out the other day that in addition to all the things that I just mentioned, we're also really focused on growing our engineering team here at Empower so that we can, as I'm discussing these things and as these issues are coming up that you're bringing up in the comments, we're able to attack those much faster. I realize that in the past, it's sometimes takes some time to fix things, or we've announced features that, either took longer than they should have, or they haven't even gone live yet. That should be changing now in the next month or two as we ramp up these new engineers on our team. So I'm excited about that as well. And so with that, that was all the questions that you guys had for me this week with the live stream. Like I said, I'll be back here every week moving forward. I want to make sure that, as the economy, as the community is moving forward, there's someone here on this end that is making sure that your concerns, questions, everything are heard. I'll be that person for the foreseeable future right now. And in the meantime, like I said, if there's anything that is not being addressed, please write to us at thecoin@empowr.com. Otherwise, thank you all again for making the time to be with us, and I will see you next week. Have a good weekend, everyone. Take care.